Jeanine Pirro shuts down reporters' questioning. Trump's D.C. crime crackdown. U.S. Attorney for D.C. Jeanine Pirro lit into reporters during a Department of Justice press conference Tuesday, defending the Trump administration's federalizing the city's police force in order to combat crime. During the press conference, a reporter asked Pirro about DOJ cuts to gun violence prevention programs. "Oh, stop it," Pirro said. We are putting all kinds of resources onto the street." Another reporter asked Pirro about the drop in crime rates, asking what changed, appearing to reference President Donald Trump's Monday announcement that he would be taking control of DC's Metropolitan Police Department and deploying 800 National Guard troops to the nation's capital. "It's never enough. This changed." "This changed," Pirro said, pointing to posters showing photos of people that have been murdered in D.C. "It's never enough," Pirro added. "You tell these families, crime has dropped. You tell the mother of the intern who was shot going out from McDonald's near the Washington Convention Center, crime is down." On June 30th, Eric Tarpinian, a 21-year-old student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, who was interning for Representative Ron Estate's Arcan, was shot in a drive-by shooting, which he was not the target of. He died at a hospital on July 1st. Pirro also mentioned the beating of former SBO's Department of Government Efficiency, DOJ employee Edward Korestein, on August 3 by two teenagers who now face charges of unarmed carjacking. "You tell the kid who was just beat the hell in back with a severe concussion and a broken nose, crime is down," Pirro said. "No, that falls on deaf ears, and my ears are deaf to that, and that's why I fight the fight." Now let's talk about Zohran Mamdani. New poll exposes trouble for rivals in heated NYC mayoral race as one candidate takes commanding lead. Former Gov. Cuomo running as independent polls at 25%, while Adams trails at 7%. New York City Democratic mayoral nominee Zohran Mamdani maintains a hefty lead in the race, according to a recent Siena poll of registered voters. Mamdani is polling at 44%, and former Gov. Andrew Cuomo, who's running as an independent, is at 25%. Republican Curtis Sliwa is at 12%, and incumbent Mayor Eric Adams is at 7%. While city Democrats favor Mamdani over Cuomo, 53 to 32%. With single digits for the other two, more than two-thirds of city Republicans support Sliwa. City independent voters are more closely divided, with 30% supporting Mamdani and 20% supporting Adams. Siena pollster Stephen Greenberg said in a press release on Tuesday, Cuomo opponents slam his re-entry into Nick Mayor race. Say city wants to move on from ex-governor. City voters under 35 are overwhelmingly supporting Mamdani, as are a plurality of voters 35 to 54. However, voters 55 and older back Cuomo over Mamdani, 38 to 32%, he added. Mamdani included in the Siena poll for the first time. It's a 46 to 32% favorability rating with New York City voters and a negative 28 to 37% favorability rating among voters statewide, Greenberg continued. However, the pollster said that Cuomo, who resigned as governor and then lost the Democratic primary to Mamdani, is facing serious favorability issues. Cuomo has an underwater favorability rating with city voters, 37 to 54%, and an even worse 29 to 61% favorability rating with statewide voters, the worst ever favorability rating for Cuomo in a Siena poll. In fact, among Democrats statewide, Cuomo's favorability rating is 36 to 56%, down from 51 to 39% in March, he said. Cuomo-Adams trade shots over who should drop out in race against Mamdani for NYC mayor. Adams, who opted to pursue the race as an independent, is also facing favorability woes according to the poll. The mayor was indicted by the Department of Justice last year on bribery, conspiracy, and campaign finance charges, but the case was later dropped. Adams has presented himself as a pro-law enforcement alternative to Mamdani, especially after the 345 Park Avenue office shooting last month. Adams is also underwater with voters in the city, 30 to 58%, statewide 22 to 51%. And among Democrats statewide 22 to 59%, Greenberg said. Sliwa has a 26 to 30% statewide favorability rating and 30 to 42% in the city. The recent poll comes as the nation's eyes remain on the race, as Mamdani's win was seen as an upset against Cuomo. and the Democratic nominee has pushed several far-left policies. Currently, Mamdani is doing an anti-Trump tour across the city. "There is no borough that will be free from Trump's cruelty," Mamdani said on Monday. "We will feel the pain of this legislation, whether we are in Manhattan, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, or Staten Island. We will shine a light this week, and every week on the costs of this vision that is coming out of Washington, D.C. Mamdani's primary win exposes Democrat divide as top leaders withhold endorsements. Although some Democrats have held back on publicly supporting Mamdani, others, such as Sen, Elizabeth Warren, Damas, and Representative Jerry Nadler Dion, have been campaigning for him. Cuomo, Adams, and Sliva have taken aim at Mamdani on a variety of issues, including policing and rent control. Cuomo was even pitching Zoran's Law after it came out that Mamdani lives in a rent-stabilized apartment.